So from literal zero in traffic to 14,000 a month with just one page. How did they do it? Well, it is pretty simple. First things first, here's the page. Well, it is an article about how much money there is in the world. Pretty straightforward. Again, this was posted last year, October 31st, 2024. And it's a pretty simple article. Here's an ad, but because I have ad blocker, it doesn't show. Pretty straightforward. Key takeaways, understanding the concept of money, has links to Investopedia, so external links, to external sources that make this article be a bit more relevant, which help with getting the traffic and helping it rank, because having internal links, external links, images, all these little things help in this stuff, or these results you see right here. So if you keep on scrolling down, there's even tables, right? It is a proper in-depth article with teaching people about how much money there is in the world. Pretty straightforward with an in-article video embedded right here, talking about how much money there is on Earth, and then down here, some FAQs, okay? Again, the white parts is because these were supposed to be ads here, but I have ad blocker on, so that's why. So it's pretty straightforward. So it sounds simple, right? Okay, just make an article and it ranks for a bunch of keywords and it gets almost 14,000 in monthly organic search traffic in just like 1 or 2 months. Now, granted, of course, now it died out because this article was about 2024, okay? So, of course, it's all about 2024. So, of course, when the year turns to January 2025, well, it stops getting traffic because it becomes irrelevant. So now Google wants to prioritize content that's relevant for the time. And because these type of content was relevant for 2024, well, now Google doesn't really want to give people this because, well, it's 2025. So, of course, this went down. Still gets a bunch of traffic, like 1,500 people every single month. It's pretty decent, right? Right? You could easily sell like an investing book here. You can easily like collect people's emails like he's doing here. Join over 70,000 entrepreneurs about whatever this is, right? You can sell. You can have affiliate links. You can partner up with brokerages like Webull, like all these stock picking apps. You can have a link here. You can have like a big image of there right here. Which, I mean, these guys, these investing apps pay an insanely amount for these affiliate deals. You can do a bunch of stuff with this. Okay, I mean, even with only quote unquote only 1,500 people visiting the site every single month. Well, that's a lot of people, right? Do a 1%, 2% conversion rate, you're making a lot of money. Now imagine 15,000. So from around right here, November until March, almost 10,000 on average people every single month, mainly from the US. So qualified traffic with high buying intent, which is pretty cool. So this could be making a lot of money right here. And this is just one of the articles on their site. So this is the reason why, explain to you why it died out right here. Because it stopped being relevant. Still ranking for almost 300 keywords, which is pretty cool. But again, at its peak, from 0 to 15,000 almost in just 2 months. Now, the cool thing about this is that this is 100% AI generated. And how do I know? It's because it follows the exact same format that articles that you can generate with Arvo follow, which is the featured image, okay, the little intro with the key takeaways, proper content structuring with in-article links, so linking out to internal pages on your site, linking out to other blog posts of yours, linking out to your service page, your contacts page, whatever. External links, linking out to other external sources on your niche. Tables, bullets, quotes, right? All this, even in-article images and in-article videos that are relevant to what the article is about. And then down here, the FAQ. This is literally the exact structure that happens when you generate an article with Arvo. It's the exact same one. It's this right here, the SEO article template. Let me just show you an example right here. If I just do Texas and show you the example for this dealership in Texas, you'll see that the structure is the exact same thing. Little intro, key takeaways, in-article images, internal links, so linking out to other pages on your site, external links, bullets, tables, quotes, and then in-article videos that are relevant to what the content is about, and then down here, an FAQ section down here. There you go. So again, this is 100% generated with Arvo, and from 0 to almost 14,000 in 2 months with 100% AI generated content, which is pretty cool. Now, people often ask, but does AI content rank well? Yeah, it does. It does rank, right? The thing is that it's not about if the content is AI or not, right? The only thing Google cares for is this high quality content, right? The Google doesn't care if it's a human, a robot, a dog, a dolphin. They don't care. All they care for is the content that these people are pushing out on this brand valuable for the end user? Will this content satisfy the user's search intent? And clearly it is, right? Clearly people are going here, or were going here and clicking on, reading to it, and actually analyzing the info and spending enough time on the site, right? and clicking enough times that Google felt like, okay, this is valuable enough, right? We'll give them 15,000 or 14,000 in monthly organic search traffic clicks onto their site from the US. So yes, it was valuable. Now it stopped being because it became outdated. Maybe if they create one for 2025, maybe it will become, or if they update this one, they can recoup some traffic. And by the way, speaking of update, let's say this is their article. They can just go here and say, okay, make this for 2025 and include a section where you talk about the top 10 billionaires in the US and who they are and their fortune. So you're basically making it relevant to 2025 and then adding this new section, so refreshing the content. If you just hit enter, what happens is that this is just as if you were speaking with ChatGPT, so you can do back and forth, and anything you add here is going to change live on the article. Now, you'll change the whole thing, or if you just want to just change specific things, you can just select parts on the article and say, okay, add links here. It's going to add some links. Add keywords. You can sprinkle in your keywords, product keywords, any other keywords you want. You can rewrite this, make it simple, make it longer, make it shorter, make a list, make a table. You can add any custom prompt like write this in a way that's more tailored for beginners and mention my product, whatever. Give me any custom prompt you want. Literally, possibilities are endless. You can even do add an image of a dog, link to xyz.com, and you get the point. You can just edit this any way you want and refresh the content. And I'm sure that if they did this, just copy this right here, right? Or even just what you can do, you just take the URL right here, go here to edit editor, start from a link, boom, boom, create draft, and it will import the stuff here, and you can just edit it right there. And yeah, there you go. Here's the article. There you go. You can change things around if you want. You can, after you edit the stuff, after you add the links, add the keywords, maybe add the images, right, etc. You can just go here to publish article, and you can push this straight to your site again, because we integrate with all these CMSs, WordPress, Blogger, Squarespace, Webflow, any Shopify even. So yeah, they could do it. I suggest they do, honestly, because this is a very authoritative page, gets a lot of traffic still, and I feel like they could do this with the traffic and recoup some of that traffic. Point being in this video is that this is basically a case study for Arvo, and honestly for AI content in general, because it does rank. Clearly, again, this is 100% generated with Arvo. As long as it is valuable, it will rank. Now, granted, you might be thinking, yeah, but for these, let me just show you here the main keywords, or any keywords. For the main keywords, which were, let me see here, how much money is there in the world, right? You would expect that if you search for this right here, a AI overview will show up. And now even with the Google AI mode, it's going to be, you're going to get even less traffic, right? There you go, right? Thing is that, first of all, it shows up down here, right, of course. And then, of course, the citations or the info right here, this is taken from the sites down here. The sites, the Reddit thread, the LinkedIn post, anything that's right here that's relevant. Well, what this AI overview does essentially is it compiles and aggregates info in a easier to read manner. Because it might be way easier to read this than to go here and click this and read all this. Now, granted, of course, the reason why they add sources right here is because people might want to like read a bit more in depth. And so if you do show all right here, in this case, this one doesn't appear, right? We don't appear, or these guys don't appear here. But for some keywords, they do. Okay, so point being is that you might lose clicks, and we're seeing what we call the great decouple, which is in your Google Search Console. Okay, Google Search Console. If you search right now for the great decouple Google, basically they talk about how total clicks are going down, but impressions are going up. And I can link this down below, but in essence, it's basically because of this, right? Impressions are going up because people are searching for more stuff and searching for things. When you go in ChatGPT, right, you search, it's, I know I'm a bit all over the place, but doing a lot of parentheses. But when you go in ChatGPT, for example, right, you ask it something, you do a prompt, it gives you an answer, right? And then you prompt that again, and it refines that answer. And again, you prompt it again, and you refine that answer until you have your like final answer, right? You ask it more stuff over and over again. It's a refinement, right? It's a conversational search engine. Well, of course, in Google, it's less than that. And so this means you're going to get more impressions because you're asking more, you're talking more, asking more questions over and over and over again. So impressions will go up. Of course, clicks will go down because you don't necessarily click all the links, or you might see like a brand name right here and then open up a new tab and start search at the brand name. Point being is that the great decoupling as well talks about this, right? The decoupling from impressions to clicks. So clicks are going down, impressions are going up. Reason why impressions are going up is right here because I searched for this, right? And this counts as an impression. All this, I'm giving impressions to each one of these guys and the ones who are cited here as well. So again, point being is that these guys will not necessarily go here, they might get less clicks now, even if they recoup it, right? Even if they can recoup some of the traffic, they might get less clicks, but they still might get a couple of impressions. Now, maybe this isn't necessarily the keyword you want to go after because it's too generic, right? So even if you get impressions, people might not necessarily go in and buy whatever it is that you're selling, right? The good thing about the thing with the impression is that if the impression is your product name, well, people might be looking up your product name after. Hopefully it's making sense. I'll make a video on this later on this week, hopefully talking about this thing in specific, but I'll link this article down below so you can see what I mean. This was posted yesterday, so yeah, it's quite recent. Point being is that, yeah, it works. These guys got a ton of traffic and they still get, and you can too, as long as you're targeting the right keywords, as long as you're producing content with an AI tool like Arvo. And by the way, this does a bunch more stuff like syndicating to social media, which is key for LLM SEO. LLM SEO is a way in which you can rank on a ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Grok, all these LLMs, because all they do when you prompted something, right, they go onto the web, they take in info from Reddit, LinkedIn, Facebook, and of course your site and competitor sites, to aggregate the info in like a little concise text box you can read, right? Instead of you going to opening all these sites and doing all the research yourself, they just aggregate all the info in one thing. And where do you think they take the info from? Well, they take the info from your site, competitor sites, and social media. So syndicating your content, syndicating this right here into a nice like little LinkedIn post or a nice Facebook post or a nice tweet post is info that the LLMs then will go and read, and which will increase your likelihood of being mentioned or having brand mentions or content mentions on these LLMs. Hopefully it's making sense. I'll leave a link for my free course on LLM SEO down below in the description so you can watch it. Again, it's free, it's here on YouTube. It's going to be the second link in the description, so you can go watch it. And then there's a bunch more stuff like what I showed you before. You can even set up an automatic log, so it automatically generates and posts articles on autopilot. And this is my favorite feature, lead magnets, which I won't dive deep into right now. But I keep on saying this, but people don't use it. So I'll leave a link as well in the description for a video going over how this works, because it's pretty cool. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I'll do this. Check out this video because it goes over this feature in specific, not just a boring video going over the feature, but how you can actually actively use it to make money with it. It's pretty cool. So click here to watch it. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.